other words, you believe—
That's right!
If
that's the case, assuming that what—
Oh.
Well, you're saying that he wasn't?
That's right! This means the same clue.
To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did... The deceased's name is
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious? The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that—
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to... The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrances. So where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well. No one entered or left. The deceased's name is... Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. The sound we heard may have come... Halsey's clothing was in the... The sound we heard may have come from a clap. No one entered or... No one entered or left. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that. Linny was not in the tunnel. Halsey's clothing was in the... No one entered or left. The deceased's name is... No one entered or left the The deceased's name is Cowell. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel, so there... It would have been tough for both people to... Linny was not in the tunnel at the... The sound we heard may have come from a clash between... No one entered or...
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having...
Look, since we're at a dead end, just like the trick...
If only we knew how...
Well, that would be nice, but is a magic trick where you can just...
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. The sound we heard may have come from... The deceased's name is Cowl. The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water!
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped. If there's a...
How could a person ever be transformed? And magic tricks are...
Even so, the truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of... Since Cal was the deceased, but given that we aren't making...
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at...
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be a... Guards!
We are still examining the... We discovered several test tubes of fluid with the notebook in his back.
The primordial...
The note's contents, the notebook has many... One of these tubes with the notes also state, as such, we believe that...
You gotta be kidding!
But something so...
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain...
If people can become water, does that mean... Just a minute. Could that mean...
Mademoiselle, wait! What about your partner?
Let's go.
Order! Still, guards, Mr. Linny.
Of course, if we uphold the...
Right! Like the metal hut! Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that.
The deceased's name is Cowl, Linny's assistant. The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped, but... The water from the primordial... The water from the primordial sea... Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism. The rope that held the water tank up was lit by the fireworks. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this? The rope that held the water... The water from the primordial... Now it seems like the hook rope was... Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this? I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. Now it seems like the hook rope...
In the original plan, when the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
That can't be.
Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you. Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close. Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution, having made modifications to the but upon his ultimately, he not now as much. Am I right?
We've used up all the evidence. Is this the end of the...
Oh no. Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this.
Seems I think I believe this is indeed. Now then, my good.
Excuse me, everyone.
Miss, I must...
Oh, come on. Don't be. I'll show you an amazing. What?
No offense, Smith.
Come on now, don't. Once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them? And wouldn't such a. Come on, Linny. But as the magic makers and stars of the
I understand.
And what? Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. Liddy even...
Well, and he even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede, so I played... I wasn't going to... There was no... I slipped out after...
Can a person even hide in there?
But I swear, had I known that, I would... have put him...
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now.
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lily-Ann's The strange sound... The flower vase was not broken to cover... Lily-Ann was a...
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected, her panic only intensified after hearing the commotion. He did not know that Lily-Ann, mistakenly believing the two broke the flower vase with no way of escaping. She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting.
At this point, all the...
rather...
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer.
What? No, I have no...
Wow.
If there are no objections, then as the the actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cal, with some modifications to cover up any evidence, while he also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank. Using the fireworks at the end of the performance, he poured the water. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel. If all had gone to plan, realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious. Lily-Ann, according to her own... As for Linny, from this reconstruction... While there is much in Linny and this case at least... As such...
Great work. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Next, how did you find the water from the primordial...
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake.
I suspect that the... I'm sure you know...
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a...
I was just... We were supposed to place...
And now that you're therefore you would...
Yes, our boss. It can also be made... We've been in this...
And now he can no longer...
Such ruthless...
An outrage. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
So, we're just going back now? that's...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Lenny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end, even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui. I guess I didn't approach you with any. As for why, that was how Father, who you might know as the
knave? The one who controls the house?
That's right. Back when our parents to survive, I took my sister. To my surprise, before long.
So you went from...
That was how we felt, but he would
That doesn't seem...
After I waited a long... The answer he gave...
Oh no.
As far as outsiders are concerned, I managed to all I saw...
So...
That's right. Father, the House of the Hearth... I was hesitant, but she was also...
Oh...
She has gained
So...
That's right. Today's case has everyone at hotel to us orphans.
So... From...
It's alright. I just hope you can if you should need anything at all...
Bye, Lenny!
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
Besides, and...
Ah, I see. Sorry.
Don't say that now.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new... Wait.
Huh?
Well, Anyway, it would just be a...
You don't have to...
Oh, wonderful.
All right, then.
I came here several times with my father when I was little. But...
Oh, don't worry!
In that case...
Ooh, everything looks so good! People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life!
Why, of course! Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll...
Yeah! Oh, we called...
Oh...
Speaking of cases...
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward.
If it hadn't happened...
Right? Yet it would... In such investigations, even the smallest, to be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might... It's not that I don't have... It's easy to go... Which is exactly why the Spina do... Those highfalutin... Let's talk about something else. Like,
That's true.
I've heard that there's a long...
Yeah, Guess that's...
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe. I'm sure Lady Farid... All right, I can personally testify that this one works. When I'm... valid point. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of her...
You mean that if we catch... Why don't we give it a try after the...
Huh?
What...
No, it's...
All right. Honestly...
Is that so? If we're all finished...
Yeah. What... Oh, so full. Paimon can barely float anymore. Nah, that would be so... Hey, Navia, what did...
Oh, nothing. So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in any case...
See ya! Many people around.
Vache.
Looks like we're back here. Huh?
Vache?
Hey, what? Huh? Hey, traveler? Stop walking! Come on, wake
up! Vache, are you... No, wait. You seem to be someone else. My memories... How much have I lost? How many things that I want... Yes, that is what... I do not know how I came... No matter where... But now... No! The thought of me... If you meet Vache, perhaps that is... If only I could have comforted him. Is that what you... It was a state of... I could also liken it to being a thirsty person who drinks water for the first... I think I hear your... Farewell, then.
Look out!
Dear God, it's a whole army of Gardamex. Chlorand?
Quick, now's our chance!
I should thank you for lending us your sword there, Clarand. But before I do so, could you explain how you managed to show up here?
I
believe that
Mr. Callus's last wish.
Do not!
Sorry, demoiselle.
Thank you for your aid.
Sorry,
Whatever.
I doubt I know much. Your performance tonight.
And what about...
None of these mecha. I can only conclude.
What?
Yes.
I will continue... Right. I suppose that's the best...
Demoiselle, I believe that...
I know, I just... She's...
Oh, thank goodness! Paimon thought we were those Gardamex. Oh, and there was that champion duelist named...
Oh, come now. For as such.
It will take...
If it were me...
Actually, Navia, how did you know that we were in...
Well, to be honest...
Huh?
Yes. After we parted, that the Fanta tasted kind... Fanta?
So the Fanta...
Yes.
Spina de Ros...
Huh? Really?
I sent people to Hotel de Book. That's when I figured out that you...
What?
Well, speaking of which...
Well, it can't be... Oh, and this time, does that mean the...
That doesn't sound like too much of a...
New intel?
Well, Oh. Vache. That since he saw that, but he never gave testimony. Yes. Thank you. Oh, you...
Well, you did say... And besides, we're in this now whether...
Demoiselle, do try not to look quite...
You talk too much. Well, and we also have some plans to go over, and hopefully we can deepen our bonds.
Don't worry, you two.
It's right up...
I've been keeping watch, demoiselle. I haven't spotted...
Very...
I shall find room.
Thank you, Malus. Now...
Take it easy.
This is
your accommodations.
After all, we don't allow...
Seems like it's tough to... Your father...
Demoiselle, if you'll allow me...
No. My father's name is Callus. 3 years ago.
Oh, no.
But I do not believe at the time. But strangely, that even after being serious... How could he protect his honor? The closest piece of info I have.
Ah, so...
That's right. However, I must know what really... If only he'd been more open with me when he was still alive. He even hid the fact, and now... Here...
Demoiselle.
I also will never believe that Master Callus murdered anyone. Master Callus did so. Even our supporters decreased greatly due to...
Wait! If Callus was such a good man...
No. Perhaps people just... People love watching the evil...
But how could... Never...
There is one...
Oh! Her? Yeah. That not the...
Miss Cloran, she knew Master Callus there was...
It's...
Don't worry, Navia.
Afterward, Miss Cloran. Yes, that is our...
Oh, all right. Anyway, that... thanks.
Yeah.
Please, relax and get some sleep.
Paimons, huh? Navia?
I sent them back to Poisson. It's Spina de Rosula's place of origin.
Paimon gets the feeling, but...
No, I just returned after going out for a while.
Wait, so...
How? Unfortunately, this name seems to have been... I suspect...
Does...
No. And that is the archives kept by... If the... Oh,
So Nervalette, in that case, let's...
Take it easy. Hit. Hit. Yeah.
Please state your business here. The Chief Justice is presently occupied with official matters. Huh. This place does look pretty heavily guarded. Guess that proves that Nervalet's files are really secure.
Hey, don't you recognize us?
Huh? Who are you? Just to be clear, I don't care who you are or who you might be related to. Our rules make no exceptions.
See? They've got great discipline, too.
Yep. Paimon can tell. If you're here just to crack jokes, I can point you towards the exit. Unlike some, we're busy, so please leave if you don't have a reason to be here.
No. What I meant to say is, shouldn't you remember us from a few days ago? We were at the trial of the great magician Linny.
Oh, yes, I remember. I read about it in the Steambird. You must be Linny's attorneys. It's all coming back to me now.
We're here today to report and archive some information on a follow-up case.
Huh. Is that even a thing?
Of course. Don't worry. We're here on official business. You can trust us.
All right then, I'll let you through. The Chief Justice is just inside.
Thanks so much.
Please come in.
Sorry to barge in, Monsieur Nervalet. We only lied to get in because we didn't know any other way.
It's all right. Please let me know how I may be of assistance to you.
We're looking for a man.
Ah, I see.
Who knew that Nervalet would be so easy to talk to?
Unfortunately, I'm quite certain that no one by the name of... There are no records of him either in the...
Traveler?
Is that so?
Miss Navia, I can understand how you feel. Your father, Callus...
And what? Are you trying to No. You are not trying to do any of that. I can hear it in your voice. It's just like last time. You even told me then that in your eyes, the value... If you truly regret... Why didn't you give me the power to stop him from everything was hanging... There are still so... If you really have no heart, then just look me in the eyes.
I'm sorry, Miss...
You and my father... It's not so much that... Oh, well. My apologies for taking my emotions out on you, Monsieur Chief Justice. Let's go, Traveler and Paimon.
Navia, are you...
I'm fine.
You're right.
Now that I think of it, on the day
What is it? Did you think of something?
Yeah, he was outside. It was uncovered. That thought has occurred to us before. We've even expanded the search area to try to account for that, but didn't find anything of value. Oh?
So you're saying... Yeah!
I really think... All right. Let's...
Yeah! We're gonna...
Do you want to go with me now? All right. Then I'll...
Take it easy. Hit. Treasure. One way to draw your target out of hiding.
There's no need to. My father was the one who. A gigantic and glamorous ship embodies discovery, opportunity, ambition, and conquest. It symbolizes Spina di Rosula's bright.
And Paimon thought you were bluffing when you. Paimon was confused, but now that Paimon has seen this ship for her.
Well, pues so.
Take it easy. Take it easy. Take it easy.
Maloose, we're back!
Apologies for the... You said before that you still had some...
You still remember?
Yes, the case was quite simple.
Could you tell us a bit?
Yeah, of course. Many years at a glance.
Wait!
Yes, he did. If you drink synth, and if you were to stop as he oversaw...
Boss is uncompromising. Not only that...
Yes. Recognizing that, the man's name was Jacques that night, but then...
Huh?
Sounds just like Lenny. Looking back on it, though... Precisely. But, considering it, you're right.
Jacques was an empath. I think this... On that note, however... Our opponent, even though Spina, there is no need...
If that's indeed what he wished for, was I not the closest person to him? What was the point of him dying without sharing any of the secrets he knew? Synth is still here. Callus the Unfaithful is still his epithet. Did he think I've never accepted that. I want to find...
Navia.
This is indeed...
So you do know something else, Maloose?
Yes, I do. But what drove...
What?
And the serial 5 years knowing all of this. But as long as if something were to happen...
Right. So...
As we've seen, boss...
No. I don't believe it. He never appeared...
No father wants their daughter to see them weak and haggard. Especially someone as proud as boss. To him, dying in a duel and suffering lasting dishonor as...
So he chose...
I'm afraid you're not understanding this. If boss's spirit... I'm sure he'd...
No. Is that the amount of confidence he had in me? And what if I was never able to make it to where... Yeah. I suppose, but thankfully, he rarely talked to me about complex matters, and thus understood little of me as a person. Huh. Maloose, what was the key evidence?
It's the location when he was threatening the... But if you want...
Why? If we...
You mustn't forget that we're fighting against... There's no telling, but a single... The worst case...
Then... In that...
Well, you saw what...
Huh. But things...
You sound like you've put a lot of thought...
I am the butler. I've always been willing to take on any kind of...
Thank you for all of that, Maloose.
Let me think. When I announced if the vendors, after several the first...
Huh?
Yes, thanks to there's someone else like him too. Marcel.
Uncle Marcel.
It's a guild. In the beginning,
So,
Yes, it's,
the final suspect is Thierry, the man responsible for coordinating information. Although the guards, since Thierry...
I see. To think that the...
If you want to
Of course.
You're too kind. And before I forget, after that incident, if it might help...
Aw, thank you so
A new case awaits, my dear partner. I hope we can work...
It is settled then.
Thank you for arranging it.
Excuse me, miss.
Hey, Navia's all quiet. This isn't like...
I'm sorry.
Ah, if it...
But aren't all of those things nothing compared to the loss of Jacques?
You don't understand.
I didn't know how I know.
I'm sorry. On the matter regard...
Would you mind sharing it with me?
I always knew that my husband's money was earned through others' suffering. He told me he had many regrets. So when Mr. Cal, he tried to be as...
They found out...
Papa didn't say...
Before he left that day, he told me that he had no choice. I don't know that for sure. Which is why I'm the one who should feel guilty. Cal, even if...
But Mama, Papa always...
Well,
Yeah.
then you should hold on, regardless of what...
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you. Even though your personality is quite different from your father's, your determination when you speak...
You really think that's...
Are you okay, Navia?
I'm fine. Don't worry. Let's investigate the 3 suspects next. Laurent should be nearby, and we should be able to find...
Greetings, boss. How may I be of assistance today?
I'm sure you've heard of...
Yeah, I've heard.
It also, after my partner here, can you do me a favor?
After that, my first react, but when I got...
So you also...
Indeed. Reason being, but according to... About the clothes left at the scene that you mentioned. Do you think...
At least from our the gun he was holding...
Yeah, that makes... But hold on. He didn't even want... Did he lose all...
About that, I'll tell you everything.
I understand. And if I may just... Many people have... But it was Mr. Cal, no matter what other...
Don't worry. You and all of... Hey, Thierry, it's me.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Are you sure there isn't...
I mean, where I callous to defend, it would be next to him. Anyway.
Ah, yes. What happened at the
If you want to go through...
That'd be much appreciated.
Of course. Why do you ask?
Well, you see, so... if you...
If I had to make an analogy, when you order a dish, the chef will make it for you. If you try to make removing a cereal, so I can promise, they're certainly not cheap. So, whoever their owner is must...
Oh, then you're officially in the clear, Thierry.
Oh, jokes aside, I'll be staying in this...
How may I help you?
I'm here to see Marcel.
Sure. I will.
Navia, hello. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm not as young as I used to be.
Oh, it's all. I just wanted to.
Yes.
Oh!
That's right. I also witnessed to beat the Hydro.
Oh, Paimon doesn't want to become the top.
Apologies. It's just how Fontaine.
Uncle Marcel.
Yes.
Exactly.
Oh, and
We were attacked on Araneus by some unnumbered Gardamex. And there was also, if not for the vigil.
alas. But rest assured, if anyone dare.
Thank you, Uncle Mark. Do you have any new thoughts?
The confrérie was. Then I heard the sound.
Oh, it's okay.
Sounds good. All my wealth comes from.
We've talked to all.
None of them sounded particularly suspicious.
Anyway.
But where should we start? You're right.
According to Jacques.
So, Jacques fired the first shot?
Oh? And why is that?
Ooh, that's a good point.
Huh. So, what would make more sense from his perspective? Makes sense. Besides Jacques, it's obvious.
Do you think...
Given everything that... But who among the three suspects would have the ability to control privately owned Gardamex? Uncle Marcel, and with funds from the... Still really... Also, wouldn't this mean... Thierry, you say? But...
Yeah. If the mecha were taken from the guards, it should be pretty easy.
Florent? But...
So you're saying...
Exactly. He... Who could it be? You know, if you...
Could we be missing...
The suspect is... Even if I don't want to believe it, I'm starting to see how things could all...
Well, we still have another trump card on top of all the theorizing and speculating.
Yes. We need far more...
Navia, here you are. Oh, I've been...
Huh?
Yeah.
Wasn't that place...
I know. But they said the person they're putting on trial is a Fatui harbinger called Tartaglia.
What? Is that someone you know?
Yeah, we know him. Maybe even a little too well.
Well...
Wait,
That's what I thought. If the charge...
Right.
Yeah.
Huh? Split up? What do you mean? Just since this is a... You're right. I won't have any chance of making that charge stick, though, unless we find more evidence. It'll be up...
We'll help you.
Demoiselle, please allow us to accompany.
I'm ready.
Ah, Malou, Silver.
We heard that it's our hope that...
See you then! Now that Navia has set out for Araneus, we should also get going. The location has already been marked on the map, so let's head over. Let's go and try to find the entrance. entrance that leads to the synth production. Ah, you're right. An important place like this is bound to have it. Navia's
It would appear that I must... Do you accept the charge that...
To be perfectly honest, I don't understand your country's complicated However, I did... In which case, as long as I accept the charge, I can have an all-out fight with that champion duelist Clorette. I've got to admit, that's one of the most... When I privately sparred with her last time, she was obviously holding back. Real disappointing.
Hey! Don't you understand?
Oh? Sounds like the Hydro Archon wants to lecture me on the ways of the Opera House. Then why don't you duel me too? I'm the kind of student that learns best.
No. That's not...
Alas, it would... In that case...
That case had nothing to... Huh? What's... Why?
I told...
Miss Navia, this is... But that was an exception rather than standard court
Oh, please. We can put that discussion aside for now. And if my
Oh. A young lady has charged in and offered to... So, Your Honor, is there nothing else...
You may take a seat for now in the audience, but that doesn't mean the suspicions against you have been lifted. Now then, Miss Navi.
That person... Marcel, the head of Confrérie of Cabrières. Huh? What?
I've heard of them.
Oh, is this going to be a friends to enemies type situation?
Please let me remind you, Miss Navia, that charging someone is an incredibly serious matter. Committing to the charge also means taking on the legal responsibilities, and if the charge fails, depending on the circumstances, you may also be charged with the crime of making a false accusation. Knowing this, do you still wish to charge this man?
Yes.
In that case, members of the guards. Mr. Marcel, you will not...
Apologies. It all just happened so quick. I think an attorney...
Very well.
I would like to take everyone back to 3 years... Only through a...
Navia, do you really think that I was the one who killed your father? Come on, why would I do that? Callus was my benefactor, and remember, both you and I only ran to the scene when we heard the sound of a gun. If that's enough to make...
exactly correct, Your Honor.
I see. In which case, I will recount the findings about that case as originally recorded by Maison Gardiennage. On the day of the murder, Spina di Rosula hosted a large banquet in a countryside estate owned by the Confrérie of Cabrières. During the banquet, all attending guests heard 2 gunshots from the courtyard. When the guests arrived at the scene, they found the primary suspect, Callus, holding a gun, while his acquaintance, Jacques, lay... The guards' investigation did not recover any other firearms from the scene. As a result, they concluded that the suspect's first shot must have missed, while the second must have taken Jacques' life. The suspect did not dispute this conclusion, and also declined to defend himself in court. Instead, he chose to prove his innocence through a duel. Callus was defeated by champion duelist Clorand in the ensuing duel, and soon succumbed to the injuries. These are the known facts about the case.
After that... However... Something's not right. The testimony of the victim's family confirms that Jacques had thoughts of assassinating Callus when he set out for the banquet. However, in the end, he reconsidered, and instead shared everything with Callus. Unfortunately for Jacques, the... Something's... This assassin first shot Jacques, then turned to shoot Callus. only for Callus to wrestle the gun from him and kill him instead. A pile of clothing was found at the scene. The guards once believed they were used by Jacques as a costume to disguise himself. But now, it is clear that the clothes were proof that there was a third person at the scene, and that they were turned into water after committing the murder. Since it was raining that day, the culprit was confident that they could use the rain to wash away all traces of their dissolved accomplice. Realizing this, the true culprit caused the hired assassin to dissolve into water, leading everyone to believe Callus was responsible for Jacques' murder. This is the true version of events. That's what happened. Wait,
What a great theory.
Mr. Marcel.
But I think...
Then, may I ask some questions? In my opinion, we primarily need one. Do you have the evidence to back...
I'm afraid not. At least not at...
Boo! If you don't have any evidence, you should just go home!
I may not have the evidence with me, but I know where I could go to collect it. If we look up the deserted clothes against a record of people who went missing around the same time, we should be able to find a match. Considering the serial...
That makes sense to...
Maybe she's scared.
Alternatively...
My second question has to do with the ensuing duel. If the truth is indeed as you described, then why didn't Mr. Callus explain himself in court? If he had...
I've thought about this. The dissolving power... My father could have exposed at that time what was certain.
Boss once told...
What? If the secret had got... Of course, the guards might eventually figure out the truth of... But what good would that do? Had this up, but by staying silent, I was able to be... And once I have figured out the truth and stepped up to the challenge...
So...
That's right.
Do you have an...
Of course, all you need... I don't need your apology, but since he entrusts...
As a champion duelist, I've fought many battles and taken a countless number of in my line of work. Just one look and I hereby swear on my name and honor as a champion duelist that Mr.
Since that's your testimony,
I concur. However, Miss Navia, you...
Right? What she said was fascinating.
Wait, weren't they just talking about the series?
Of course, Your Honor. The two cases, in my father's case, the culprit and at the end of Linny's trial, the culprit also only dissolved the victim in front of it. The culprit could only time their actions so precisely if they were coincidentally.
So that's why I'm used to it.
No need to appeal to pathos.
I won't try to refute your points one by one, but even if everything you just said was true, can you prove that I was the only person present at both events? On top of that, does a person have to be physically present to control the timing? Can't someone remotely monitor the place?
I don't know what she can say to that.
I know that even with... Alas, who won't feel at least a little... But if I were to dismiss... Do you know what the big...
I suppose you're gonna...
It's timing. I'm a businessman by... In addition, but the
I do apologize.
No.
Is there anything... You can also take a look at my border entry records. Or could those records and testimonies do something to appease...
Seems like she got...
At this rate...
I think you've done us a... But aren't you going... He wished for you to be... Once you've learned to be more considerate of others' feelings, and to stop rushing headlong into...
This isn't just about me. The biggest difference between the people whose many people's... And whose image... Is it a man named... Oh. I was...
Things are about to get dicey.
I will have order. Stabilize.
Ring cutter. Time for a light show.
Whoa! The floor is going up! Is it because of this mechanism in the middle? That guy really prepared a lot of stuff for this place.
Fire hazard.
Paimon thinks we need to go up, but Paimon doesn't see a way. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a hidden mechanism that'll show us the way up. water level is rising. Now we can swim to the top. But this is still a ways away from where we need to go.
Gotcha. No, my... Witness the power.
Now the path is clear. Let's go!
Here comes the catch.
This is order. Gather!
Go Bishop down! Time for a light show!
After all that, though, as expected, the master... What's all this? Pink accessories, a hair tie, a necklace, even a makeup box. Oh, Paimon sees it too, but why are all these cute things labeled with different girls' names? Huh? You mean the girls from... And then they were turned into... And all the boxes of things. These names. Whoa. There's so much synth here. And so many bottles of ingredients that probably just contain the... Mixing in prod... Whoa! There's even fruit-flavored synth? Yep! What's this over here? Looks like some kind of experiment number... The experiment was a failure. No individual managed to resurface from the water from the primordial sea. Sorry, traveler. Paimon will try her best. How can someone write something that terrible? You read the rest. Paimon's too scared to keep going. So that... Wait, did he really think he'd be able to find a way just by dissolving people over and over? That's just insane. Huh? Isn't that the name you heard by the fountain? Paimon thought he was an eyewitness in the serial disappearances case. Ah, you mean Vache is the one who did all of these... experiments? So that's it! No, that's not it either! If that's the case, in any case... Let's see what's written here. Callus. Navia's father. Oh, this seems to be an This should prove the existence of the third person, right? We still have the old dogs that he can act when I concur. Let's send some... Oh, seems like we've got a bunch of correspondence between the higher-ups. Here, and it's full of water. That means this is where they make all the synth. And that if you dilute it with Paimon will take... We've looked at almost everything here. Yeah, we haven't found anything that reveals his true identity. No wonder even Nervalette wasn't able to find that way. Even if we bring all this back to the opera, we'll... Sure thing. Vache's lover? Then... Aw... So many! The final name she decided... Marcel! Wait, but... Marcel's pretty old. Has...
And whose image do you see, Marcel? Is it a man named Vache?
Huh.
Oh, so you do know that name. I was waiting for you to say that.
Navia! We're back!
As expected of my partner. I just knew you'd return.
Just how often do you intend to flout the rules of this court?
It's all right, Monsieur Neuvillette. Given their confidence, I expect they've found the crucial evidence.
But the truth of it, Marcel, is that you've always been Vache.
Huh?
We've investigated your lair and we already know everything! After your lover, Venier, was dissolved, you kept abducting young women to experiment on the hopes of bringing her back to you! You even created Marcel as a new identity, and destroyed all records of your past as Vache!
So that's it. Even the villains in opera performances rarely go that. And with that, Marcel's motive has now been established.
This information regarding your past also... Well, Marcel, do you know where you went wrong? You fixated your gaze on the lover that... So, you...
You also never...
Or our determination.
Mr. Marcel, please speak up now if you would like to defend yourself. Otherwise, the trial will move on to the next stage.
Do you really think I wanted to do any of this? Pay attention to you. What for? Have you ever paid it? No one helped me. No one even believed me. All those decades ago, they said there's no way a human being can turn... Well, now you know, don't you? Ha! You only have yourselves to blame. Venier is dead. We promised each other that we would always be together. Wherever she goes, but I'm not from this blasted place.
Hey, is that water from the primordial sea that he's drinking?
I can't dissolve. Do you all see? I did all of that. And in the end, that I spent my
The suspect is exhibiting signs of mental distress. Guards, please...
Don't touch me! Don't anybody come near me! I still... Venier! Please, Venier!
At this point, the...
Fine by me.
Traveler, please submit all the evidence. The man now known as Marcel was originally named Vache and worked as an adventurer with his partner and lover, Venier. During an underwater expedition, Venier accidentally came into contact with water from the primordial sea and was dissolved in front of Vache as a result. Vache learned of the primordial water's existence through the work of others and began to kidnap young women for research, with the goal of discovering a method to restore Venier back to life. To cover his tracks, he invented the new alias of Marcel and began to operate a business in Poisson. During the course of his research, Vache discovered that a diluted concoction of... However, as he accumulated wealth to fund his after exchanging... Although the assassin... And just recent... However, his attempt to thus conclude... The Oratrice... According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Vache is guilty.
Guards! Take Vache away.
Good. It's what he...
With that...
We really just...
Yippee! Wait, he's heard so many. Huh? Are you okay?
Demoiselle, you were...
The day our late boss...
Yeah.
Well now, hasn't this been a most delicious piece of drama? The villain has been caught, justice has been served, past wrongs. Since it's been such a great show, I'll just let the false accusations against me slide. Either way, I've still got some bit—
Please wait just one moment, Mr. Tartaglia.
Ugh, what now? None of this has anything—
According to court protocol, since this trial was initiated due to a charge against you, a verdict must also be made regarding the initial charge before the trial can conclude.
Oh, come on. Is this really necessary? Haven't you already caught the real criminal? Isn't it time for side characters like me to exit stage left?
Please respect the laws of Fontaine.
All right.
Through evidence presented in the public trial that was just held, it has been established that Mr. Tartaglia has no direct connection to the serial disappearances case. The guilty party has been identified, and thus it is logical to suppose Mr. Tartaglia is innocent of the charges. We now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges. According to the judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale, Mr. Tartaglia is guilty.
What?
Hey! That's not funny! Didn't you just say I'm supposed to be innocent? What's with this verdict? Is your justice machine malfunctioning?
Huh? This has never happened before. The Oratrice actually returned a different verdict from the Chief Justice.
I mean, have you ever heard of an innocent Fatui Harbinger? Do you think the
But weren't the charges about the serial disappearances case? No matter what else he's guilty of, it shouldn't affect the verdict in—
The judgment of the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale is, by law, the final verdict of the court. We must accept the guilty verdict. Guards, please take the suspect into custody per court protocol.
So this is how justice is done in Fontaine. What a joke. You've got your rules. Well, I've got mine too!
He's activating his spell legacy!
I am sorry. If you have been wronged, we will find the truth. But the rules of the court must be upheld.
Hey, Monsieur Nouvelette, what's going on? Shouldn't they have been cleared already?
Apologies. All I do is follow court procedure. As for why the Oratrice arrived at the conclusion it did, you should probably ask someone more knowledgeable than me.
Why are you looking? I don't know.
What does Lady Farina mean by that?
She says she had—
Yeah, so are—
My dearest, don't tell me.
But the way she looked just—
However, and if you thought Child had nothing to do with the serial disappearances case, it is all everything he's done, not to mention the danger he poses, are beyond, or all shall be revealed in time. Now, having said that, although I hate to leave things hanging in suspense, it is now time for this performance to end. As the lead actress, I shall be the first to take my leave. Toodaloo!
So she chose to make her escape after all, did she?
So you're saying—
She probably just put on that performance to save face. However, please...
All right. After all...
Hey, what are you doing? Quick, stop him!
Traveler! Hey! Traveler!
Marcel! What are you doing over here?
Stop resisting arrest! Cease, or we'll add another charge to the list.
No, wait! I just want to ask the Traveler something. I'm not looking to run away. Please, just let me ask this one small thing.
Go on.
Thank you. I was being led away when I finally realized something. Where did you first hear the name Vache? I erased all records of that name. So...
Are you still trying to prove your innocence? Give it up. You've already been convicted.
Really? You did? You're sure? You met her? But how could that be? How did you manage to do it? The Fountain of Lucine? Then she's been so close to me all along. And please give me a chance to talk to her again. Just let the Traveler take me to the fountain to see her one last time. This is the...
What? Give an inch and you want to take...
Paimon agrees. Why should we...
This request, is it worth as much to you as your life?
Of course! Wait, no. It's worth even more than my life.
Humans. Will they betray the instinct to live just to satisfy spiritual needs? Very well.
Your Honor.
I will go with him. You do not need to worry about any escape.
Thank you.
Take it easy.
Is this the place? You said she's here, but what do I need to do to see her?
Yeah, and even...
Vache!
Ah!
Yes, that's it! So you heard it too!
Vignier, it's me! It's me, Vache!
Vache? Vache!
I'm here! Where are you, Vignier? I'm coming for you.
Hey, wait! Be careful!
Vignier, is that you? It's me, Vache! Vignier!
Vache? Why did you come? Didn't I say? You don't need to look for me. You look a lot older than I remember.
It's been more than 20 years. I've suffered all this time. I must be treated. Vignier, you are my everything. I really don't know how...
But Vache, if you...
What are...
If not for you, I would have finished my law degree and probably become a top-tier attorney one day. If not for you, I would have continued to pursue my love of the arts and my work. If not for you, it's all because of your selfishness, Vache.
You... Wait, you are not Vignier. Who are you?
You're right. I am not Vignier. I am every woman who died by your hand, as our bodies dissolved. Our thoughts, sir. I'm Cressy. I'm Lemonade, the only one.
Why?
She doesn't want to see you anymore. This is what you get. But did you ever... You are a liar. The only thing from the moment...
No!
You still don't. But on top of that, she said that because she knew
that if you did come here, we will show no mercy to you. Vache.
Vache? Vache. 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 Vache.
Drown.
Finally, we have some time to do shopping. Gosh, it's really been a long time since we've been able to relax.
Huh. Well met, partner.
Even this weather.
It's a pleasure to see you both again.
Oh, hey, Navia!
Oh. It's everyone from Spain this time, though.
It's been the
Oh, by the... well...
Huh?
Yeah, I believe the story. To be fair, though, she was trying to leave...
Oh, yeah!
Anyway, Oh, and...
Oh, are you...
It was thanks to her.
Oh, that's...
Anyway,
what is it?
I should pay a visit, and on top of that...
Miss Navia.
Indeed.
We went...
Sure thing.
And in that case...
Yeah, you're right.
Huh? Isn't that Nervalette? Why would the Chief Justice be here? Huh? Navia?
My apologies. I should have asked before coming to pay my respect.
Don't say that.
Sorry about...
Oh, I wanted to show my father how much I've grown.
In that case...
In any case.
There was once a time when I didn't want to... Oh, rap, which is also why I believed. But Mr. Callus proved, if not for his... Mr. Callus, and in the end, a justice that... So, you asked me why I came here. I just wanted to say, this regret is that high and mighty chair in the opera Epicles indeed insulates one from many important things. Spina di Rosula, thank you so much for your hard work and perseverance.
So, you're
Sorry about that.
Didn't...
So let's not disturb... Paimon's never paid respects. Huh? Oh no. Anyway, Nervalette is still standing.
Oh, it's you two. I see. Please feel free. Though outsiders, you helped us solve one of the greatest mysteries in Fontaine. And
So...
truthfully, that name... There used to be a special sea most of Tevat's... But today, what Vache discovered must have been some kind of... Indeed. Why would the... To be frank, is there an... My apologies. However, for many years, as a divinely... Not only can it... Which is all to say... I was not aware... In any case, based on Farina's... While we do intend... If we did in...
If you ask Paimon...
Is there anything... Your sibling... If she ever stepped foot in... Is there anything else? My apologies. However, for many years, as a divinely... Not only can it... Which is all to say, I was not aware... In any case, I am... Based on Farina... While we do intend... If we did...
If you ask Paimon...
Is there anything...
So...
Truthfully, that name... There used to be a special sea on the surface. Most of Tevat... But today, what Vache discovered must have been some... Indeed. Why would the... To be frank, is there any... That the sea levels will... Does that appropriately...
That's right!
Yes, up to the... Rumors have it that...
A prophecy?
2 parts of the prophet... Speaking of the... If the rumors were true...
But... With...
Is there any... Very well. It will soon be time for me to leave the...
You really...
Crime and villainy do not have the day off.
Alright. Huh? Paimon just noticed that the rain has stopped. You know, we've been walking around for a while now. Why don't we go back to the Spina di Rosula base in the court of Fontaine and have a rest? Navia said something about...
Propagate!
Everybody stand back!
Ring cutter! Torn to oblivion! But a momentary distraction.
Water jet!